Okay, let's talk about troubleshooting. So if you're having issues with your SEINT makeup, maybe I'll answer some of your questions in this video. So first, one of my biggest tips with any makeup at all, is you want to start with really healthy, moisturized skin. So invest in a really good skincare. I have great skincare recommendations, so if you need some help, let me know. But definitely exfoliate and moisturize regularly. So if you're seeing dryness, if you're seeing patchiness or flakiness, or your creams are making it show up a little bit more, then you need to exfoliate. I recommend exfoliating twice a week. Some people who are really sensitive maybe only need to do it once a week. Some people who need some help exfoliating might need to go up to 3 times a week. So my favorite products for exfoliation is the Pomifera Restorative Facial Exfoliant. It leaves your skin so soft. And the next day, use it the day before you do your makeup. The next day, your makeup just glides on so easily. So that's my #1 tip. Second tip is definitely hydrate. Now, a lot of people think that their skin is hydrated, and a lot of people who have really oily skin actually have really dehydrated skin. It's just producing more oil to compensate. So reach out if you'd like a moisturizer recommendation, because I have so many. So before you start your makeup, if your face is very dry, hydrate before you put your makeup on. If your face is very oily, either hydrate earlier that morning and let it soak into your skin for at least an hour before you do your SEINT makeup. That's my tip there. Now, if you're seeing some creasing or settling in lines, you probably have too much product. So my tip for that is to take a perfector sponge. A beauty blender, if you have it, works okay too, but I really love the perfector sponge. It's softer, more marshmallowy than a beauty blender, and it's actually more affordable too. So you take your blender, your perfector sponge, get it damp, and squeeze all of the water out into a towel so that it's no longer wet, it's just cold and squishy. And you're gonna take that into any areas that you have fine lines or wrinkles. So I'm gonna pay attention here, here, and around my mouth and pick up any excess product. I've already done that with my makeup today, but this will help pick up excess. So actually less is more with this foundation. So you think that, oh, I'm taking away, but you're not taking it away. You just need a little bit. Also, if you're seeing creasing and you have oily skin, you may need to set your makeup. So I have a video on my favorite ways to set my makeup, setting sprays and setting powder. If you'd like me to send that to you, let me know, and I'm happy to get that to you. Okay, so if you're seeing texture or your pores are appearing larger than they really are, you probably have the wrong color, and it's likely to be too light. So when I do my color matches, I like to recommend a shade that is half a shade darker than your skin tone because it glosses over pores really nicely. I have very large pores, and you can still see my pores. Makeup is never going to completely hide your pores unless you're using paste, and then it's going to look worse than pores. But you can still see my pores, but they're glossed over. You can't see makeup settling inside of each individual pore. It's just more of a softening effect. I do have a setting powder that I love for disguising pores and kind of just glossing over them. So you can reach out and ask me for that recommendation, but likely your color is wrong. So my color all over today is June, which is darker than my face. If I do it and just left my face like that, you'd think her face is so dark, it's yellow, it's the wrong color. But then once you blend it, and once you add your contour, which helps it match with your neck, and once you add brightener, which gives the illusion of brightness, it starts to match. So if you're showing a lot extra texture or bigger pores, you might have the wrong color. So reach out and I'll help you find the right color, and we can shade swap if we need to, or add a new shade into your palette. Okay, if your makeup is feeling heavy or you're feeling really oily and shiny, likely 2 things. Either 1, you may need to set your makeup and maybe you're not setting it properly. So let me know if you need help setting your makeup. I recommend 2 setting sprays that I love. The SEINT setting spray is more for a glowy finish. So if you feel like you're just too oily, go for more of a mattifying setting spray. I love this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I can almost never say it. Or use a powder, or sometimes some people even need to use both. And I love the Too Faced Primed and Poreless powder for setting makeup and keeping it in place. But often, one of the major issues is if you feel like you just have so much makeup on your face and it's getting oily, is you're likely using too much. So with this makeup, a little bit goes a really long way. So if you're coming into SEINT Makeup from liquid foundation, powder foundation, or matte finish foundation, it's likely that you're used to using so much product because you need a lot of that product to cover your face. With creams, it blends into your skin. So a little goes a long way. Always start with less than you think you need, and you can always add more. So once you add the product to your face, it actually starts to warm up and come to your body temperature, which helps spread it and like magnify it even more. So use less, because once it's on your face, it's just going to do even more for you. So less is more. This is so funny because I say less is more with this makeup, which is true, but a lot of my customers come to me and they say, I'm not getting enough dimension from my contour shade. Now, I like to recommend a dark contour shade because I love contour and it blends out so well. But a lot of my customers who have never used contour before, they get really shy with it. And so just know that contour blends really, really well. So less is more with your all over color, but don't be afraid to use a little extra contour than you think you need because it blends and then it gives you that pretty dimension. So if you feel like you don't have enough dimension from your contour shade, you may need a darker shade or you may just need to use more. Okay, another issue I hear about a lot, which isn't even an issue at all, is a lot of people say it's really hard to blend the creams on my skin. I can get them onto my face, but then it's hard to blend them or it's hard to pick it up on my brush. Number one, are you using SEINT brushes because they're the best? But number two, this is usually a really simple, easy fix, and it makes a lot of people laugh because it's so easy. So if you live in a cold climate, if it's winter or even fall, or if it's cold in your house or the room that you do your makeup in happens to have a lot of AC blowing like mine does, your creams are probably getting cold. So all you need to do is take a blow dryer. I keep a very cheap blow dryer in my makeup room because I heat my eyelash curler all the time. Turn it on and just blow dry right above your tins for about 7 seconds. It gets so creamy and melty and they just blend on your skin so easily. And then that also helps you pick up even less product because you just need to dab and stipple on. Such an easy little fix. I have fixed so many issues with customers complaining about their creams not blending on their skin, even customers from other artists, with just the tip of warming your tins before you use them. Okay, last one is if you feel like your makeup is streaking when you're blending, or it's streaking once it's on your face, there could be two issues. One, it could be you're using too much product. I know I keep going back to that. But less really is more with your all over color. Start with a little bit and add more. If you start with too much, it can be harder to blend. Two, make sure that you are stippling instead of swiping. Swiping is not going to give you the pretty blend. You want to stipple and push it into the texture of our face. So a lot of my customers are more mature or my age or older because this makeup is so good for mature skin. And so a lot of us, as we get my age, even a little bit younger than my age, and older, we get more texture in our face. So for texture, you want to be stippling, pushing it into the skin rather than swiping. If you have a fluffy brush or you're applying bronzer or blush, then you can do little swirls. Do little swirls with that, little buffing motions, but never swiping. Just stippling for your all over color, pushing up lightly, or little swirls. If you ever have any other questions about this makeup that I didn't cover, let me know because I can almost guarantee I can help you with any issue with this makeup. I know it goes backwards and forwards. I apply it so many different ways. I've helped a lot of people love this makeup who maybe have tried it tried it a year ago and just didn't know the right way to apply it. So let me know if you need help. It's really so easy. Just remember, always keep blending. If you feel like you got too much, just keep blending. Don't be afraid of contour and stipple, not swipe.